What is going on, Chaotix? I am Chaos, and we are back with the final team builder for PDL Season 3. Guys, this is the last match of the season, and we are made it to the finals yet again, and hopefully we can pull off a nice 3 back-to-back champion. Well, I guess it'd be back-to-back-to-back champion. But we got carried last week on the back of Hitmonchan. Just going to say that 5 kills last week, man. What a legend. Really excited about that. So Hitmonchan's primed to do really well for the rest of the season. And we got some really good killers. So we got some really nice stats going out here. We got some really nice teams. And we've had a really good season so far. But we're not done yet. We're not ready to look back on that yet. There will be a podcast at some point. If you follow me on Twitter, that is the best place to know when I'm going to do that. Hopefully I can get the other guys in here as well. And we can do a really nice podcast for you guys. But stay tuned for that later, coming on after the season is done. But check out tomorrow where you can see the final match where we will fight the Southampton Escavaliers and Coach Ender Mewtwo for the championship spot. Now, we haven't fought Ender since the first week, which we lost in. As you can see over on the right hand side of the screen, we have lost 0-2 to him week 1. So we're hoping this week we can pull off a nice W, redeem ourselves from that first match, and finish off 10-2 with a championship belt under us. Of course, the squad is still the same: Garchomp, Mega Gyarados, Jirachi, Alolan Ninetales, Alolan Muck, Lucario, Shaman, Mismagius, Incineroar, Rajchu Rock, and Hitmonchan. Of course, Fire Emblem Z is the Z Crystal, and this guy is where the Fire Emblem Z comes into handy and why I traded for it early on in week 1. So let's check out his squad. He's done a few changes as well, changing his last spot. So we're going to see what he's got. He's got Necrozma, Magearna, Hydreigon, Infernape, Weezing, Galvantula, Barbaracle, Landorus Therian form, Miltank, Mega Sableye, Cryogonal, and Ludicolo. Now this is like one of the scariest teams that we had to face all season. He's done really good with it. As you can see, Magearna absolutely busted, sitting double digits in kills, only playing 2 matches. So I think his stats are wrong. I want to say his stats are wrong. Yeah, there's no way it's 10-1. So it might be a little messed up, but we're still here. We're doing some stuff. So he's got all those people. Of course, he's been training his last spot around. He had a Kecleon, switched it for Executor, Alolan form, and then he has Ludicolo now, which honestly Ludicolo does a lot better than the other 2, and making me a little bit more nervous. So the big threats on the squad, of course, Necrozma obviously can just set up. I'm raising that tier next year. Next season, that tier is going way up. It's probably going to be tier 1 or tier 2. Magearna is probably going to be banned, honestly. It's so broken. If it gets 1 kill, it's pretty much just plow through everything else. Hydreigon's a very, very powerful special attacker. Weezing, a nice tank. Galvantula, nice for sticky webs, also really fast, so that's something we have to look at. Barbaracle also can be really fast, especially if you get the Shell Smash up. Landorus Therian, just good pressure and defensive, can run offensive as well. Miltank, my pain in the butt, just likes to stall. Sableye blocks all of our setting up and such, so it's going to be very important to do that really early on. And then we got to worry about Cryogonal, which is his rapid spinner. And then, of course, Ludicolo in the back as a nice, powerful offensive and a little bit of a bulky offensive attacker. So, what do we got for the team this week? Well, I'm glad you asked. This actually is the same team I built for week 11. I didn't change it because, we didn't battle, because he forfeited, because we ran out of time. But, we're going to go off with Jackie, who has a really weird matchup this week. Choice Scarf is very important. And that is the big thing, because this is my counter for Galvantula. First turn, I'm going to go first turn versus Galvantula. I hit a Rock Slide, it's gone. So that's the play. Hopefully I can hit that. I can't lock myself in the high jump kick if Sableye is still on the field. Obviously I can't lock myself in this in headbutt either. So Jackie's usage really is not useful until I get that Sableye off the field. I can't just fire off high jump kicks. Got to be worried about that. So that's something I'm looking at here. But for moves, Rock Slide, High Jump Kick, then Headbutt, and Ice Punch. Ice Punch is really there for Landorus Therian and anything else who wants to take an Ice type tag. But it's primarily there for Therian. Pure Power, of course, boosting that attack stat. And then Choice Scarf, I'm running 252 attack, 224 speed, and 32 HP. Of course, 252 in speed gives us about 300, almost 400 base speed stat. Actually, it might be more than 400 base speed stat. Let me do that calc real quick. I can tell you. It's almost 400. It's just under. It's about 380. So that's what we're running. His fastest thing on his squad. Is sitting about 346, which would be the Galvantula and his Infernape. So those two things are going to be the fastest things on the squad. Metacham can deal with those really easily, so I'm not worried about it. Just come in and take everything out. That's the point. If locking myself into Rock Slide looks pretty solid early on, especially if I can get it off Galvantula, I can hit the Cryogonal with it if it tries to come in. I can hit the Sableye for it, maybe get flinches, so that's the play. Hopefully that works with Jackie. Going to be a good lead, so dedicated lead here. I know his Galvantula is going to be a problem. I also really want to get rocks up so that way I can pressure his switches. I know he switches out all the time, so I want to pressure the switches with rocks. So I do have rocks on one of my team members, I believe. And Metacham, it's going to be good against I don't even know his squad. Magearna at 80% because it has to have a little chip damage, and then I can just high jump kick straight through it. It's gonna have a little bit of damage though. It can beat Hydreigon, it beats Infernape, it maybe beats Weezing. It comes down to a calc. It probably can Toxic me. It's my counter for Galvantula. It helps with Lando T. It can beat Miltank, beat Cryogonal, beats Ludicolo, and also beats Barbaracle. So a really good set. Really strong Pokemon is going to do a lot of work. I got to get the Sableye off the field. That's the point. That's the big thing. Jackie cannot function properly without getting rid of that Sableye. So once it's gone, it'll be good. But we got a really good counter to that, and that is Tony the Incineroar coming in for the finals, holding Fire EMZ. I don't think I've ever used the Fire Z Crystal this year. I don't think I've ever got to use it, so hopefully Tony might get to use it this time. And that Fire EMZ there is primarily for Magearna, man. Fire Z just straight through it. So knock off Flare Blitz, Earthquake, and Leech Life. I thought about making it Assault Vest, but I think I need the extra power from the Fire EMZ. So that was the play. And also it gets nuke something really nicely here. A lot of special attackers on his team, as I saw, so I used max special defense, max attack, and then just a little bit of HP to give Incineroar just a little bit more HP to live with. Running Adamant, so we get a nice powerhouse here. A lot of people bring defensive Incineroar. I'm deciding to bring offensive. You saw defensive Incineroar a couple weeks ago, but this is offensive. We have now Intimidate as well as the ability to weaken his physical attacker, so that's one of the things and reasons I didn't make this thing more physical, is because I knew I could take the physical side very well. So Tony is going to be nice for Necrozma, maybe, as long as we outspeed it, which is going to be a problem. We should be able to do fine. We can Leech Life it to death or knock it off if it tries to, like, if it's like Banded or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of really cool sets you can run with Necrozma. That's why it's getting buffed next year. It's getting nerfed tier-wise next year. So it's gonna be able to deal with that. We can beat Magearna. Of course, we got Fire EMZ. It can beat Hydreigon. It doesn't like to take Leech Life. That's primarily why I run it, because we can tank all of its hits and then just fire back with Leech Life. We can beat Infernape, surprisingly, for the free switch, or if it's under Trick Room. I do have Trick Room on the set too, so I can beat Incineroar as long as it doesn't attack first. So I gotta watch out for Mach Punch too. Maybe beats Weezing. Weezing is a really weird Pokemon this week. I don't think I have anything that really beats it too well, but I have ways to get around it. So hopefully it's the last thing he has on the squad once I get to that point. But we gotta get it down. Just weakening it, chipping it is what the play is. We can beat Galvantula with this thing. This is my main counter to Mega Sableye. Sableye can literally do nothing to me. Toxic is about all it's got, and we just plow right through it. It tries to recover, stall us. We got Leech Life, man. So we're set. We're ready to take on Mega Sableye. We can beat Cryogonal, and we also maybe can beat Ludicolo under Trick Room. It's going to be a really close calc to see if I can actually beat it, because Ludicolo is pretty powerful. It also depends on the set that's running. So Sony might be able to hold off a shot, but it's better if Ludicolo has some damage on it, so that way we can just one-shot with Leech Life. That's the plan. And hopefully Tony does some nice work this week. Next up is my boy Maximus. You know I'm bringing Maximus. Now, fun fact, I was trying to bring Shiny Maximus because, you know, I always like to run my Shinies, but apparently since the event one was Meteor Mash and it wasn't Shiny, you can't get a Shiny one, so it's really weird. But Maximus is running really weird set, really odd set, and I'm really interested to see how it works. It is a max attack stat with a special attack on it, and also very bulky special defense. It's Brave Nature, boosting attack over speed, because we don't need the speed because it's got Trick Room, Stealth Rock, Meteor Mash, and Psychic. So this thing is going to be my setup mon. Maximus has done really well as the rocker on my squad. as well as setting up Trick Room and subs, man. So this thing, like, I wish I could have a 5th move. I would give it Substitute in a heartbeat. So hopefully this thing works really well. And I'm hoping to get those defense drops and the attack boost. So that's the main thing. If I get Meteor Mash boosted, we're going to plow through a lot of things. So Maximus will be a lot of help there. My main thing is to not get this thing in on Magirna, because it's, yeah. I mean, we can beat it. We can beat Magirna, but I don't want to have to deal with that. So let's take a look at what it's got. It's, of course, Leftovers, the item, and Serene Grace. Its ability, what it can beat. It beats Necrozma at +1 under Trick Room. That is +1 attack. So if I have +1 on Meteor Mash, I can just plow through Necrozma. Also, we want to be under Trick Room, so we're slower. Because we are slower. We can beat Magirna. Again, not my favorite battle, but can. Infernape, we can tank, actually, if it's a special attacker. We gotta watch the set. I have a feeling it's going to be a physical Infernape if he brings it. I feel like he will bring physical Infernape. So watching out for that is going to be a pain in the butt, because if it is physical, it probably just destroys my Jirachi, so that's not the way. So we gotta be careful with the Infernape set. We can beat Weezing. This is something that probably can outright beat Weezing, because we can't be Toxic. So that's one of the really good things about it. We can beat Galvantula, maybe. Again, it comes down to a calc. Also under Trick Room would be great. Beat Barbarical at +1 under Trick Room. Miltank, maybe. It can't stall me out with Toxic, so that's great. We can take on Cryogonal, which is a really good thing, because it's going to try to Rapid Spin on me. I can just keep putting up Stealth Rocks, so that's great. Fun fact, we don't have anything to get rid of Hazard, so I'm really banking on Jackie destroying that. Really banking on Jackie to destroy that thing right off the bat, so I don't have to worry about the sticky webs coming up, because that caused me a lot of problems the first time around. I thought about really bringing Hitmonchan, but it doesn't do anything really. So I guess we're gonna have to deal with it if it pops up. That's why Trick Room's there. So the only things that really don't want to work under Trick Room is Gyarados and Garchomp and Jackie. Those 3 things don't really want to work. Shaman, Incineroar, and Jirachi all can work under Trick Room. So that's why I brought both. I knew I didn't have anything to get rid of the hazard, so I brought Jirachi to set up Trick Room, so that way I actually get boosted. I actually have a chance of like being better than him and having outspeeding if I eat Trick Room up. So I think that's a really good set. I think he's going to run speed. It works really well for his squad, and a lot of his things are going to be fast. So I think that covers Jirachi. So let's move on to our Garchomp Death Wish is coming in this week. Assault Vest this week. What a fun set, man. What a really fun set. We've got Earthquake, Aqua Tail, Dragon Tail, and Outrage. I don't know why I have Dragon Tail. Did I really put Dragon Tail on there? Yeah, Dragon Tail's not going to be on there. It's going to be something else, but I'm not going to look at it right now. I mean, I guess that was for a setup mon, so maybe that's going to stay, but I don't know. Assault Vest, of course, and Rough Skin is its ability. Max attack, almost max speed, 224, and 32 defense. Jolly nature, so we can outspeed some things. Most of his stuff hits about hits high 200s and low 300s, with him maxing out about 350. But this thing is perfectly set up to beat a Hydreigon, a max speed Hydreigon. So max speed Hydreigon hits at 324, we're hitting 325 as you can see, so we barely speed creep it. That's the point. So I can just take out the Hydreigon. It won't have to worry about anything like that. I can just outrage it, but I don't know what the third move is going to be. Probably not Dragon Tail. So I'll have to look at the sets after that. Of course, what I'm about to say might be weird because of what I have to say. So what Death Wish can beat ultimately comes down to what that third move on the set's going to be. No way it's going to be Dragon Tail. I don't really think it will. So I'll see about that in a minute. But we have a way to beat Necrozma with this thing. It's pretty we're faster. We can do a lot of damage to it. We can beat Magirna if it's no Shuka Berry. It brought Shuka last time, and that really was a pain in my butt. So if he doesn't bring a Shuka Berry, Magirna, we just plow right through it. Hydreigon we can beat because we outspeed. Infernape we can tank a shot from as long as it doesn't have Ice Punch. We can beat Galvantula, we can beat Barbarical, we can maybe beat Miltank. It does want to stall us out. It probably could do a pretty decent job at that. We can beat Landorus on a 3 switch in, so we outspeed it, and we can just like outrage or Aqua Tail it in the face. We can maybe beat Mega Sableye, we can beat Cryogonal because we outspeed. As long as we outspeed, it doesn't like have a priority ice type move. I'll have to check that. And we also maybe can beat Ludicolo because we can tank some shots. Of course, Ice Beam is not going to be my friend. So it's going to come down to a calc there. if I even bring it in. But Death Wish has a nice speed tier that I like. It gives me the speed to beat some of his powerful offensive threat, like setup threats, so I can deal with the Magearna and the Crossma and Hydreigon and Infernape. So gives me a nice way to deal with his offensive team. So Death Wish is very important in this match. As long as we get those off the field, it'll be great. Of course, Jackie can just plow through a lot of things too. I just have to get rid of that Mega Sableye. So it's going to come down to a lot of getting rid of a lot of things and just making sure we preserve the crucial members of the squad to stay up. Next up is Scott's our Shaman. I am running a pseudo offensive Shaman this week. It is max special attack, and max special defense. A little bit of defensive bulk as well, just to get a little staying power. It is holding leftovers, and of course natural cure. So this thing is going to be a really nice thing if they try to like toxic me, because I can just switch out and it's no problem. But we are running HP Ice for Lando T, Seed Flare, Earth Power, and Dazzling Gleam. I thought about Assault Vest, but I need the HP boost, the HP return, and the Seed Flare just does more damage, and I need the power output this week. So I have to run leftovers. Sorry. And Scott's is going to have a really fun match this week because it can beat, maybe it's Calc on the Crossma, it's a Calc on Magearna if we live. If it's not, again, Choco Berry is a problem too. But it's a Calc if it's not Trick Room. If we are in a Trick Room, we easily take on Magearna because we just shot it down with Earth Power as long as it's not Choco Berry. We can beat Hydreigon, we can beat Infernape under Trick Room. We maybe beat Weezing. Of course, Toxic's not going to be a thing for me. I can just switch out. We beat Barbaracle. That's a real thing. I want to put the pressure on him that we have a Grass type, so he cannot just set up on me. We can beat Miltank. We can beat Ludicolo. If it's not Life Orb or if we're in Trick Room. And also we have a chance to take on Landorus T. The Trick Room is going to be nice for that, but it doesn't really matter too much for us. We probably should be able to live a shot as long as it doesn't have like Ice something. So usually carries Hidden Power Ice if he wants to do an Ice type move, so that's there. And last but not least, of course, what am I going to do except bring my main guy, my main, the myth, the legend, my female Gyarados called Gertrude, that is red, that is a Mega. It's got Intimidate because it's, again, those Intimidate users. Of course, this allows me to switch in and out, manage the switches, because I can just switch between Incineroar and Gyarados. That worked really well against Tui last time we battled, so that's a nice tech I want to bring here, so I can just keep intimidating him, and his attacks are going to be nothing. As long as I keep it regular Gyarados. Of course, Mega Gyarados has a Mold Breaker, so that's going to be nice and fun to deal with some things. Gives me a way to deal with Hydreigon and stuff like that. But we do have Dragonance to set up. Crunch as our nice Dark type move for offense, because I need it to destroy the Mega Sableye. Earthquake for a nice powerful ground type move. His team is pretty weak to ground type, so that's nice. And then Ice Fang to deal with, like Landorus Therian and Hydreigon. Those two things really are problems for a lot of my squad, and so because they have wide move pools and they're really hard to predict. So Gyarados is going to be nice for that. Of course, I can set up on this thing with Dragon Dance, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And the set, we're running max attack, sort of max speed. We're at 252. And again, that calc for you, if we go 252, if we go +1 with it, we're sitting just under 380, which means we outspeed everything on the squad. And also we're at a pretty solid speed tier at 252 to deal with, because the Magearna at max speed is only 251, so we have a nice way to deal with that. Maybe get off a Dragon Dance on it. So that is something to consider. And let's take a look at what Gyarados can do this week. So regular Gyarados beats Necrozma, Magearna, Hydreigon at +2, maybe Infernape, it doesn't have Thunder Punch, that's a big calc. Galvantula at +1, maybe, again, calc. Barbaracle at +1, Landorus Therian, Miltank, Mega Sableye, and maybe even Ludicolo. But it's really fun with Mega Gyarados because it gets to do a lot of fun stuff. It beats Necrozma, Magearna at +1, Hydreigon at +1, Infernape maybe, again, fighting type stab is not great. It's really hard counter for this thing, so gotta watch out for that. We can beat Weezing, we can beat Galvantula at +1, Barbaracle at +1, Landorus Therian at +1, Miltank, Mega Sableye, Cryogonal, and Ludicolo at +1. So a lot of +1s. If I get +1, I outspeed everything, and I should be able to take on everything. So really the only problem is Infernape Mach Punch. That's going to be a big thing, and that's primarily why I think it's going to be physical to deal with my Gyarados. So that is something to look at. I am running a bit HP set this week. I feel like the HP is really nice to have. I might change that around. I don't know. I have to go back and look at these calcs anyway, of course, because Garchomp's Dragon Tail, which I don't want to see. And last but not least, I want to talk about the setup, the setups for the squad. So Maximus actually needs to have time to set up rocks or set up Trick Room, and some of its best options are Magirna, which is weird, Wheezing, or Cryogonal maybe. Of course, Cryogonal can do some damage to us, so that's something to look at. Gyarados can set up on maybe Magirna, Wheezing, Landorus Therian, Miltank, and Mega Sableye. And Mega Gyarados can set up on Necrozma, Wheezing, Miltank, Mega Sableye, and Cryogonal. And as long as we're +2, if we get +2, we probably just go straight through everything. Priority is going to be the big problem. The Infernape. So Gyarados really doesn't want to set up until after Infernape's gone, and Jackie doesn't want to run through squads until Mega Sableye's gone. So once we get those two big things off the field, maybe he doesn't bring. I can see him not bringing Infernape, but I think it's just good enough that he will bring it this week. He might be worried about my psychic types, but he should know that they are slower than him, and so he should be able to pop off a nice shot before or switch out. Either way. So that is the squad, folks. That's the final squad for this season of PDL. I hope you guys did enjoy this team builder. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below, and also subscribe for more content from me. There will be a season 4 at some point, so make sure you check that out. And we also have a lot of really cool content going on the channel at the current moment. We're finishing up our Shiny Badge quest soon, and we're also starting the Platinum Extreme Randomizer Nuzlocke that you're going to want to check out. Of course, stay around for tomorrow, where we do our match versus Ender Mewtwo and the Southampton Solgaleo for the championship of this season. And then follow me on Twitter to make sure you know when the podcast is, so we can go over all the statistical stuff of it and get a little bit of final thoughts and closure on this season of PDL. The 3rd season. Wow, it's already three seasons in, so that's really cool. Of course, if you want to sign up for season 4, if you want to let me know you're interested, DM me on Twitter or DM me on Discord. Both of those are linked down below. So do one of those two things, and I will get back to you when I start doing the league. We should be starting up probably around the end of summer, trying to get things set up and organized, and then probably drafting again in October, and starting off the league again in late November or early December. So make sure you stick around for that. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you come support us in the championship tomorrow. I'm going to need all the support I can get. You guys are great, and I will see you guys later for some more content from me. So until then, my name is Chaos, and I am signing off. As always, stay safe and burn it up.